Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are tackling something that literally almost every single one of us struggles with in the modern world. I'm talking about the endless, exhausting, and just overwhelmingly frustrating trap of overthinking. We're going to go on a bit of a journey today, and it's heavily inspired by the timeless, profound wisdom of Osho on how to truly quiet the mind. If you've ever felt like your brain just has way too many tabs open and the music is playing but you have absolutely no idea where it's coming from, well, this explainer was built exactly for you.
Let me ask you something right off the bat. Are you trapped in your own thoughts right now? Seriously, take a quick pause. Even as you just started listening to my voice, was your mind racing about an email you still have to send, or what you're going to make for dinner, or maybe replaying some awkward conversation you had yesterday? If the answer is yes, trust me, you're not alone. But noticing it, just catching yourself red-handed in the act, is the absolute first step to freedom.
Quick heads up, before we dive deeper, I want to be completely transparent with you. This presentation actually uses AI to respectfully recreate the essence of Osho's teachings. So this isn't meant to be a literal recording of the man himself, but rather a really deeply respectful, assisted exploration of his philosophy designed for spiritual learning. We are basically using modern tools to access some incredible ancient wisdom and doing it in a way that's clear, accessible, and hopefully super impactful for you.
Section 1. The Disease of Overthinking.
It's kind of crazy, right? We have conquered so much in the physical world, yet our own mind has somehow become our absolute biggest obstacle. In the context of these teachings, overthinking isn't just viewed as some quirky little habit. It's practically treated as an epidemic. So, what does this disease actually look like? Well, first you've got that constant inner chatter, the voice that just refuses to shut up. Then there's the total inability to stay present, like you're physically sitting in the room, but mentally, you're 10 years in the future or 5 years in the past. And finally, endless comparison. The mind is constantly in a rush, always measuring, always calculating. That restless hurry is literally the biggest hurdle to your inner peace. Osho famously said, "Comparison is poison." Just let that hit you for a second. According to this philosophy, your mind uses comparison to breed anxiety. When you look at someone else's life, their success, their sense of peace, your mind instantly creates this gap between where you are and where they are. And guess what? That gap is exactly where misery lives. It actively steals your joy. So when you finally drop the comparison, you drop a massive chunk of your overthinking right along with it. Moving on to Section 2. The mind is an illusion. Now, if overthinking is a disease, we've got to understand the nature of the mind itself. Look, we walk around every single day living in this huge illusion, the belief that you are your mind. We assume that if we have an angry thought, well, then we must be angry. If we have a sad thought, we are sad. But the actual profound truth is completely different. You are the observer. You're not the storm, you're the sky watching the storm. You're just the one watching all those thoughts pass by. So if you're not your thoughts, then who exactly is listening to them? Did you feel that? That tiny little gap right there? That sudden shift in perspective where you kind of stepped outside your own brain for a microsecond? That space is exactly where true awakening begins. Which brings us to Section 3, Secret of Witness Consciousness. All right, this right here is the ultimate key to breaking the illusion of the mind. Witness consciousness, or sakshibhav. It's essentially the state of observing your thoughts and emotions purely as a witness, with zero judgment, zero attachment, and zero reaction. Basically, this means when a thought of anxiety pops up, you don't fight it. You don't sit there and judge yourself going, why am I so anxious again? You just watch it. You look at it like you're sitting on the bank of a river, just watching a leaf float right on by. You step back.
Let's make this super interactive right now. Can you step back and observe your very next thought without reacting? Whatever is about to pop into your head, maybe it's a thought about my voice, or maybe it's a thought about this exact concept we're talking about, just watch it arrive and watch it leave. You don't have to invite the thought in for tea, you just observe.
Section 4. Meditation is not an act.
Okay, this brings us to arguably the absolute biggest misconception out there. When people desperately want to stop overthinking, they assume they need to go do meditation, as if it's some kind of intense, strenuous workout for the brain. But think about the concept of doing meditation. That's an action of the mind. That's when you sit cross-legged, grit your teeth, and aggressively yell at your brain to stop thinking. All you're doing is creating way more friction. Being in meditation is a whole different ballgame. It's a state of pure awareness. It's completely effortless. Honestly, you can't force meditation any more than you can force yourself to fall asleep. You simply create the right conditions and you let it happen. To make this incredibly practical, just think of it as a journey of letting go. Step 1, simply notice the thought arising. Step 2, acknowledge it without an ounce of judgment. Step 3, let it pass naturally, just like a cloud. And step 4, remain as the silent observer. And that's literally it. It's a beautifully simple, highly accessible internal exercise. You don't fight the cloud. You don't try to shove it away. You just recognize that you are the sky, and the cloud is just going to naturally drift out of view all on its own.
So, the obvious, crucial question to ask now is, what actually happens when the mind is truly silent? Just imagine that profound truth for a second. What kind of limitless power surfaces when all that mental noise, the never-ending grocery lists, the regrets, the weird future anxieties, when all of it just finally ceases?
Section 5. True Inner Peace. This is it, the massive transformative realization of Osho's philosophy. You were always Shiva. Now, in this context, Shiva represents the true self, the ultimate divine consciousness. And that carries so much gravity. It essentially means that true peace isn't something you have to go out into the harsh world and acquire. It's not some new app you download into your brain. It is your fundamental divine nature that you simply just have to remember. You were always it. All that overthinking, that was literally just dirt covering the diamond.
Because peace is not a destination you reach. It is the fundamental nature you uncover when you finally stop searching. Think about it. The very act of desperately, urgently searching for peace is what creates the anxiety. True awakening requires you to completely let go of your mind's constant, exhausting need to achieve, to search, and to conquer. You just have to be.
As we bring this explainer to a close today, I want you to take a nice, deep breath. Now, who is watching the silence? Keep that awareness right there with you. Let that thought linger. Try to stay in that exact state of active mindfulness long after you're done listening to me today. You've got the tools now. Just watch.